Alright, so we snuck away to somewhere quieter, ready for the midnight launch tonight, and this is Alistair's, he's gone for white for the Magic Origins pre-release we're going to be running. So let's bust it open and see what we get, see if we can build a decent deck out of it, Alistair.
Okay.
We don't actually know at the moment what the promos are going to be either, so this will give us a very good idea. Previously they've just had rares and mythics become the promo, so I imagine that's what they've done this time, but they've not confirmed it anyway.
Cards like here we have like a large amount of parameters of clan, right? So we've got this origins thing here, which I think falls out into a Gideon Jura instructional part with a bit of history here, which is kind of cool. So there's okay. So our pre-release promo is a Gideon's Phalanx.
And that's just a rare from the set, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a rare from the set. It's pretty good and limited actually. It's 7 mana to make 4 2/2 white creatures with Vigilance, no knights. And then if you have Spell Mastery, which is a new mechanic, if you have a 2 or more instant sorcery cards in your graveyard, creatures you control gain indestructible until the turn has added effect. It's pretty good. It's not quite so very constructed, especially at the moment. The cards like Fireblight running around.
And currently, they've been doing for the last few sets, you're allowed to use your promo in your deck, aren't you? I don't believe they changed that.
Yep, you completely allowed to use it. So there's a Gideon's Phalanx. And you've got a split card for 54 Planeswalker. Kytian, Phrase, Jace, Liliana, Chandra, and Nissa.
Cool.
If you're playing with Paisley. So going through the rest quickly. Valorant Across, Visions of Valiant, which is like a 5 mana 4 for Flying Angel. It's pretty good and limited. Just things with +1 counters. Freeblade, just like a fairly generic dude. Cleric with the Forward Order is also pretty generic. Suppression Bonds is a pretty good removal spell, so it enchants a non-land permanent, which can include planeswalkers or artifacts and creatures, and it can't attack, block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. It shuts down planeswalkers completely.
Pretty good.
Then also, lastly, you've got Celestial Flare, which is a pretty solid removal spell.
Yeah, it's good you get in white in this format, really.
Yeah, I hope you deal with any Hexproof cards as well. So there you go.
So that's a mini booster.
So along with the 7-card mini booster, there are 6 packs. I've showed you the leaflet already.
Yeah.
And there's also a
die.
White dice.
Cool.
So
2.
let's get on with the packs. So Crown Jailer, he's like a pretty generic tapper, which is the white one. The Wild, it's like a 1-mana aggressive creature. So if you attack with it and they don't control an elf, you lose 2 life. Copper Brute, it's pretty boring. Just grab Elven Visionary. Enlightened Mystic, so ends up with Destroy the Enchantment, which is a pretty good slideable card, but in the main deck it's just a team out of 1/1, so I don't know if it's really worth it yet. There's a slight enchantment theme in the set, but we'll see how that works out unlimited. Added Bloodsucker, it's a 5 mana 3/2 flyer, which is pretty good in black, but also when it enters the battlefield, each player loses 2 life. That's that kind of effect. Another flyer here, Gabskin Drake. Reclaim, Brawler's Plate, seems to Trample. Angel's Teams, another card we haven't seen for a while. I believe printed back in Instant Block.
No bombs yet though.
Yeah, whenever a creature enters the battlefield, it becomes a 3/3 flying angel. Rogue's Passage, which is a pretty sweet land. Yeah. It makes the creature blockable, which can be, just pushes through damage. And more Helion, which is a pretty interesting card. So it's a 5 mana 4/5 with Trample. It's the rare from this pack. If another red source you control will deal damage to a permanent or player, it does damage +1. So that includes spells or creatures as well, they do 1 extra damage.
That's okay. That's okay and limited, isn't it?
It's an okay kind of I wouldn't say like Build Me Around Me card, but it does really give you an incentive to play red creatures. So, so far, there's not much white in that pack, just the current jailer really.
I think from that you'd be pushing red-white, but you got 5 more boosters.
Yeah. So, obligatory Demolish Reaper. Text is slightly misprinted on the.
It looks a bit squiffy, doesn't it?
Yeah. So 8 Battle Priest, which is pretty decent. It's a 6 mana 3/3 flyer, but then also gains 3 life against the battlefield.
That's fine.
Gives you a threat and also pulls you back life a bit. Pitch Coriacus, which is a 1/4 spider with reach, which is pretty solid. Nimix Barrier. Which is a flash defender, but also neutralises the creature for a turn. This is Pilgrimage. It's a Cultivate reprint, if you know what that does. It finds 2 basic, not quite. It finds 2 basic forest cards and puts them one into your hand and one into play. And then if you have Spell Mastery, again that mechanic, you can find 3 forests instead of 2. So then Suppression Bonds again. The removal spell we talked about earlier, that checks line permanents. Veteran Sidearm, which is a pretty basic equipment. Titan Strength, which is a nice pump spell.
That's good, yeah.
Read the Bones, which gives card advantage. Calculate Dismissal, which is one of the new counter spells in the set.
If you were to build white with suppression bonds, in this format, would you worry about aggro, or would you be fairly safe and secure to be able to get to the point you can cast suppression bonds? Because Titan Strength really speeds up your opponent.
Yeah, so you've got like a decent amount, at the minute, you've got a decent amount of early plays, you've got a couple of 2-mana creatures, and then we've got removal coming in with Celestial Flare and the suppression bonds. So I'd be pretty happy, despite that. Yeah.
Is anything generating tons of tokens in this set? Or tons of aggro cards?
There's like Dragon Fodder, this is a pretty...
Oh, is that being reprinted in this set as well?
Yeah, it's in here as well. So you can have a pretty... You could probably put together like an interesting red-based aggro deck. Especially if you put like a Pile Driver and a couple of Dragon Fodders, you're doing pretty well there. But it's a bit all in.
Yeah, it sounds like it's unlikely to happen. So you've got time in this format.
So there's a Monoactic Insight, which is a neat draw spell. When you play it, you discard a land card and you draw 2 cards. Which is quite nice for 1 mana. Call the Full Moon, which is a pretty nice aggro card. It's 2 mana in red to give a creature +3/+2 in trample. But if a player casts 2 or more spells in the last turn, you have to sacrifice in each upkeep. We've got War Oracle, which is it's pretty good. It's a 4 mana 3/3 with lifelink and Renown 1. And also as the rarest pack, Outline Colossus. Pretty big. 5 mana 6/6, so already pretty solid. And he's got Renown 6, so Renown's one of the new mechanics. Sorry, I should have mentioned a minute ago, because the War Oracle has it as well. When this creature does combat damage to a player, if it isn't Renowned, you put 6 you put counters on it for the number of Renown it has. So with Renown 6, you get 6 or more counters, and around 1 you get 1. So it's just going to 4/4 lifelink, and it's going to 12/12. And then there's a second ability which says you can't block by more than 1 creature. So a lot of the time there's going to be time to chuck block another guy. So let's pick these up, put them out of the way quickly. And grab one of the boosters. So Red White does look pretty good at the minute. So Majoring Volley, 2/2 with Prowess. Prowess was in Cards Tarkir block, but they put it into core sets and everything else. So when you cast a non-creature spell, it gives the creature +1/+1, and then this guy is a 2/2 with a Taxi Shadow Fable, which is a pretty generic red effect. So Healing Hands, which is kind of like it's a gain life spell. It's a 3 mana for gain 4 life, draw a card. Pretty dull. Deadbridge Shaman. When it dies, your opponent discard a card, which is pretty nice. It's a 3 mana 3/1, so it trades up pretty well, which is awesome. Splash Smithereens, which is another reprint. It was in Mono Masters and also in Shadowmoor. So if you spell something on foils, so hey. But it destroys an artifact and does 3 damage to its controller. Aspirant Aeronaut, which is a cool little card. 4 mana for a flying 1/2. When it enters the battlefield, you make a 1/1 colorless top to artifact creature token with flying. There are a bunch of things to do things with artifact tokens, and a few different top to mechanics. So you've got Titanic Growth, which is a pretty good pump spell. Leaf Gilder, he's a kind of generic green guy, like 2 mana 2/1, but also taps some mana, which is nice. Guardians of Maltus, which is a reprint from Theros block, which is a big wall. Fire Impulse, which is a removal spell, so it deals 2 damage to target creature, and then Spell Mastery, again, if there are 2 or more instant sorceries in your graveyard, it does 3 damage to that creature instead. There's a Goblin token. Malakir Coldblade, so whenever a creature and opponent dies, you get +1/+1 counter for 2 mana. That's alright. Not amazing though. We've got a Knightly Valor, which is another reprint. So it enchants a creature, gives it +2/+2 of Vigilance. Then it also puts a 2/2 White Knight token with Vigilance onto the battlefield. It's pretty good. Return Centaur, which is another reprint. And into the battlefield, total player mills 4 cards. Or puts them from the top of the library to their graveyard. And it's a 4 mana 2/4, which is kind of overwhelming. Another Monoactic Insight, which is a draw spell. It's got a line, draw 2 cards. And then the rarest pack is a Dark Petition, which is pretty nice. So again, it's another Spell Mastery card. But it lets you search your library for a card, so it's like a demonic tutor effect. And then if you've got Spell Mastery, you add black to your mana pool, which is kind of reminiscent of the old tutors, where they tend to be a lot cheaper, but they're also not legal in many formats. But this one costs a bit more initially, but gives you the mana back. So that's pretty cool. So before I get to the 3 boosters, I'm going to go through and just pull out some of the cards I might be considering playing. Looks like a red white aggro at the minute. We'll see. Especially there's a good sideboard cards. Tightening Strength is a possibility. The Moral Custom is really good, along with Call the Full Moon for playing fairly aggressive. I'd be tempted to maybe play one of the Manic Insight, so lets you play more lands and not be punished for it. Suppression Bonds, I was saying, is really good. The Battle Priest, possibly. Depends how high up our curve goes. It's quite expensive, and I think I'm looking to like kind of cut back like 3. But we do have the Gillian's Phalanx, which is pretty solid, so we might be tempted to go a bit higher than that. Again, the Animal Heli I'm almost certainly playing. It's a 5 mana 4/4 with Trample already, which is really good, and it's got the other effects as well. We probably play a Ring Passage on mana base. And then depending on the number of creatures, we might actually play the Angel soon, but I think it might be a bit of a trap card. Try and kind of just play it and have not do much a lot of the time. Lightning Aesthetics, a card I consider possibly main decking, but probably just want to preserve the sideboard. And I'm more than happy to main deck a Grown Jail, which is the tap guy. So, what I'll do, let's carry on to the rest of our boosters. Take these out of the way. Like that. So next up, Eyebite Assassin. Gives something -1/-1 to the battlefield, and it's a 2/2. Channeling Spirit, which is a pretty solid card. I'd probably consider putting in our deck. It does 4 damage to the player and 1 damage to each creature. So if you've got a lot of tokens, it can really wipe the board. If you've got a lot of X1s, creatures with 1 toughness, and then also burst them a bit. Combos really well with the Amber Flame Morhallion. Because it makes it deal 2 damage to each creature, I do believe. Yeah, to a permanent or player. Yavis Force Mage, just kind of just like generic 3 lances with like pump effect. Maritime Garn, just 1/3 again, kind of near. The Fog of the set, and Vine Snare. It prevents combat damage dealt by creatures of power 4 or less, which really awards you in green for having big creatures. Lightning Javelin, which is a card we're probably going to be playing in our deck. Does 3 damage to a creature or player and scries 1. It's a pretty good removal spell. I'll put this over here. Javelin Ghoul, it's a black Duda guy with a downside, comes to the battle tapped, but it's a 2 mana 2/3, which is nice. Calculate this pistol again, the counter spell. Rock Maulers, Trample and Renown 2. It's pretty good. Renown with Trample is a nice way to get it going. Heavy Infantry. The 5 mana 3/4, which is like pretty overcosted, but it taps a guy when you enter the battlefield. It's probably a bit too slow for what we're trying to do. We've got a lot of better 5-drops we want to run. We don't want to have our curve too heavy. So then 2 mana Sorcery destroys that tap creature, and with Spell Mastery you can cast it as like a flash. You can cast it on your opponent's turn. That's really good. That's definitely better than that. Then we have Scarp Goliath, which is in the reprint from Innistrad. You get some cards when you're able to cast it, and it's Trample. When you cast it, sorry, it's not like Delph. It's a 6/9 Trample, which is pretty big. That's the Spirits, it's 3 mana to do flying. It's got flying as well, jeez. Yeah, when you cast an enchantment spell, it gets +1/+1 counter. +1/+1 counter. There's a flyer which scales up, which is really nice, we're going to be playing that. And the rare here is a really good green one, Managor Hydra. In limited, this guy, you've got to kill him very quickly. He's a 3 mana 1/1 with Trample, which like, you know, he's a 1/1 with Trample, but whenever a player casts a spell, you or your opponent, he gets a +1/+1 counter. So that's pretty cool. So let's get to the next booster. Probably not Splash Maker, I'll be honest. So, okay. So, Shrouding Mist. It's a protection spell, so it gives the creature +1/+1. Prevents all damage dealt to it, and if it's renowned, you get to, if it's renowned, you get to attack it as well. So you can really close me out with that. Wait down the world. You could very consider playing this, right? Wait down the world. -3, -2. 4 mana. It's kind of it's fire removal. Current Sergeant, which is a 3 mana 2/2 with First Strike, which is pretty solid. And it's also got Renown 1. Big First Strike is going to make combat really difficult for your opponent. And you've got a Charging Griffin, which attacks, gets +1 at turn to turn. It's like 4 mana for a 2/2 flying. It's like possibly, but I don't really want to be playing it. Water Courser, which is another reprint, 3 mana for 2/3, but you can pay blue to make it bigger and make it have greater power but shrink its toughness each time. Another Elvish Visionary, which kind of like green. It's like a 3 deck kind of card, but it's not particularly strong. Unless you've got like a lot of elves, there's some pretty nice elf support cards. Through would you playing them? Guardian Automaton, it's 4 mana 3/3, colourless, so you can play in anything. Admittedly, we have quite a lot of playables, so I don't think we need that. But it dies, you gain 3 life. So another Leaf Gilder, Elf again, so like the Elf Tribal I was talking about earlier. We've seen one of these already, but it's 2 mana 2/1 and adds 3 mana. Alchemist File, draw 2 mana, draw a card into the battlefield, and then you can sacrifice it to give something unblockable. Stop something from attacking and blocking. So imagine the imagery, you play it, draw a card, and you sacrifice it, throw it at your opponent's creatures to stop it doing anything. So, moving on. Ringwater now. Pretty cool. It's a 5 mana 3/3 flyer, so it's pretty big and evasive. And then when you cast a creature spell, a non-creature spell, it gets +1/+1 instead of turn. It's got prowess as well. Ravaging Blades. So this is a pretty interesting card. It's another spell mastery one. There's a lot of them in this set. Red X. It deals X damage to target creature, and if there are 2 or more instant or sorcery cards in your graveyard, it deals X damage to creature controller as well. It's got a Bonfire of the Damned kind of feel, but yeah, it's pretty nice. I'm perfectly happy to play this. Shadows of the Past. It's an enchantment. Whenever a creature dies, grow 1, which is kind of cool, and then for 5 mana, you can make each opponent lose 2 life, and you gain 2 life. But you can only activate it if there are 4 or more creature cards in your graveyard. But if you can get a lot of mana, you can just really start draining them out. A Thunderclap Wyvern, which is pretty sweet. It's a 4 mana 2/3 with flash and flying, but also it's a flying lord, so it gives other creatures you control flying +1/+1. And again, it's got flash, you can really blow somebody out with that. And then the rare from this pack is Hangerback Walker. So XX starts with 0/0, but enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters. So for example, if you spent 10 mana to cast it, X equals 5, so you get 5 +1/+1 counters on it. But when it dies, you make put a 1/1 colourless stop to artifact creature token with flying onto the battlefield for each +1/+1 counter, and you can pay mana to put +1/+1 counters, but you tap them as well. But if you want to, you can just set their back with it to block, and then if they attack, you know, okay, sure. Tap, make a put a +1/+1 counter on it. Does it die? No? Okay, fine, carry on. Or if it dies, you get extra filters. So that's that pack. That's a card you can play in pretty much anything. It seems like a pretty good bomb to me, so consider it playing in this deck. So our last booster. So again, you have 6 boosters of Magic Origins in your pack. So Macabre Waltz, which turns 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, but then you have to discard a card, which is kind of cool. Active Treason, which is something like I said about my sideboard. Like, we've got enough playables where I don't think we need to play it in the main deck, but it's a pretty nice threat and effect to steal something and you get to hit them with it, which is awesome. So the Celestial Flare, which is again good on our deck, still good on our deck. It's up to 3 now, which is quite a lot. That's nice. Another Thornbow Archer, Timberpack Wolf. The wolves are back, so they get bigger for each other creature you control named Timberpack Wolf. That's a 2/2 to start with. Bone to Ash, to dismiss for creature spells. So counter target creature spell, draw a card. Another Fiery Impulse, which I'm really happy with. So many. So one thing with spell mastery is that the more instant sorceries you have, the bigger a chance you have of getting spell mastery online. So it really rewards you for playing a lot of them. And we've got a bunch of cards with it in here. But if they're so if you have spell mastery online, it does 3 damage to a creature for 1 mana. Knight of Pilgrim's Road, which is just a generic white guy, white knight. So 3 mana 3/2 and has Renown. Unholy Hunger, which is a solid removal spell for 5 mana. Like you say, that's pretty expensive, but limited. Just like it kills a creature, probably gonna play it. It's in your colours. So if there are 2 or more instant sorcery cards in your graveyard, you will gain 2 life. Then Deeply Terror, which is a interesting card. Generic big blue creature with downside. Do some interesting things with these. A lot of them can't attack if your opponent hasn't got islands or that kind of thing. But this guy can't attack unless you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard. Just like, okay, fair enough. Bloodcurse Knight. So he's a 3 mana 3/2 and white and black for 3. And as long as you control enchantment, he gets +1/+1 on lifelink. So with enchantment now, he's a 4/3 lifelink, which is really nice. And he's a vampire knight, but not a nighthawk, just a vampire knight. Then we have a Despoiler of Souls. Actually, it's a 2 mana 3/1, which is really nice, but he can't block. And then you can pay black and exile 2 other creature cards from your graveyard to put him from your graveyard to the battlefield. So he's pretty cool. He does some interesting things. Enthralling Victor, which again we might well play. It's a 4 mana 3/2, and then enter the battlefield. You gain control of target creature the opponent controls with power 2 or less. Tapping against haste. So again, it's like the Active Treason. You can play it, steal a guy, and hit him. This guy doesn't have haste, but you get to steal a guy, so it's not too bad. And then we've got fiery conclusion to our pre-release pack opening. And you sacrifice a creature, and it deals 5 damage to a creature, which is considerable for us to play. Right. And before I go away, there's also a J7 element here, which is neat. If you like milling people, you want one of these in play. Whenever you cast a spell, target opponent puts the top 5 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyards. So, let's have a look at what we've got here. So, when I normally build a deck for sealed, I'm very much settled on the fact that we're playing red and white. If you couldn't tell already. I like to lay everything out so I look at my mana curve. So, use over here. And to the battlefield, features usual this one. I'm going to consider playing this one, I'm not sure. Phalanx up here. Java. This is more sideboard cards. So the fix is 4 mana. We've got a few different. Again, I'm not sure I want to play a mix of my main deck. Hangman Walker I do really want to play, I think. Ravaging Blaze, Charging Griffin, possibly again. I think we've got a lot of playables. Pro Sergeant, the first strike's really, really good on him. Shredding Mists, Blessed Spirits. We don't have many enchantments to trade out. Pretty much just as aggression bonds. But we've got the 3 mana that you fly is good enough already, and any upside is great. Swift Reckoning, this costs nuts. Ambercore Hellion, definitely playing the Lightning Javelin, and almost certainly the Challenger's Fury. Just sort this card out already. Depending on how many creatures, I might not want to play the Call of the Full Moon, and I'm also not too sure on the Titan Strength. But we've got a War Oracle. Consider playing the Battle Priest. Again, depends how high our card goes. So we want to make sure we have enough 1s and 2 drops to get to our bigger creatures. But also, we're fairly aggressive, to be honest. I don't mind playing with one of these, because the other thing it does, other than as you cycle through, gets you ready for extra lands. So we're going to be playing at least 17. We're probably going to be playing 17, but it also is a nice early way to turn on Spell Mastery. Suppression Bonds, second one, and Night Valor. So let's see where we are. If I fill these inputs I'm in, I might just play this guy as a nutshell to do it 2 mana. This was like the destroy enchantment ability is optional, so you don't have to blow up your own stuff. So let's see how many cards we're at the minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Alright, so ideally you want to have a 23 card deck, which means there was cutting 8 cards in total. I'm going to put this here, so I don't know if I really want to be playing it. I thought that was another Celestial Flare around, but I was mistaken. I probably don't want to be playing the Battle Priest. It's a bit too expensive for what it does. Happy with both of these. Again, I'm not totally in on the Charging Griffin. I'd like to play to the sideboard. So let's see where we're at now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So, I'll take the picture out. Down to 26. So you want 3 cuts roughly. I need to take the Fury out for when opponents are playing more, going more aggressive and playing more one-toughness guys. As well as it combos with them and what have you, aren't they? Yeah. The things I'm not overjoyed with the 5P Elemental. We've got a decent amount of things to do on 4. Let's shift this up. It's a little bit of a gap here, but that's okay. So 4, 7, 11, 14, 15, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Now, I might be tempted to play 24-17 and kind of just wing it with the extra card. Play 41. But get some outside help here. Jack, what do you think you would cut here? Oh, actually, I think I should my mind up.
I've only just got it, so I'm not too familiar with what he's actually opened.
See, so the conclusion I've come to actually is because we're not all that aggressive, I think I'm going to cut the corner for me. It really requires you to be playing, to be doing a lot of beating down to actually make it work well.
Yeah, because it's kind of an early card.
Yeah.
Because late game they're casting 2 spells a turn. Like
it's going to fall off relatively easily.
Yeah, so it's just going to fall off and die.
So I think we're going to go into this.
Cool.
Which is 7. This just makes this 23 cards.
Yeah.
Check on the balance here.
You've got a lot of double white, so you need to play more planes.
Yeah. Cool.
Really like this card. It's very good.
Yeah.
And this as well, because it just chumps block forever and ever. Well, not chump block, it's very efficient.
Yeah.
Just dump as much mana as you can into it.
Make some boxes.
Yep.
So 7, 2 items, so 8 cards in.
2 of which are double white.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and a bit. I'd probably play 10 plains and 7 mountains.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'd go with.
Because you have
possibly 9 and 7 and play this, but I don't know if we need it.
Yeah. And anyway, a lot of your red spells, like there's only this that really wants you to have a mountain turn 2.
Yeah, and
everything else you do doesn't really matter.
Yeah, like the fire animals are nice.
One mountain is fine. If you hit that one mountain, you don't really mind.
Okay.
So
here is.
It'd be nice if you actually pulled this card. I love this card.
That'd be cool.
I love this card in sealed.
Showing off my swag with the RPTQ map. But that's our deck with 10 plains and 7 mountains. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see how it goes.
Yep, most terrible card. There you go.
Peace.
There you go.